Welcome everyone to our Salesforce Lightning Web Component webinar. Brief introduction about our company. We are SP Tech Salesforce Consulting Service based in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. We are listed as a top 10 consulting service on a Salesforce app exchange and has successfully implemented 150 plus projects for our 55 plus premium clients. And you all can follow us on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest update. And we are very excited to host the Salesforce Lightning Web Component webinar. A brief introduction about our speaker, Sanjay Gupta. Mr. Gupta has a 16 plus years of experience in education, Salesforce consulting and training industry. So let's get started. And from here you go, Sanjay.
Okay. Thank you, Shelly. So welcome everyone. And I think this is fifth or sixth webinar that I'm doing for SP Tech. And today, the topic which we are going to discuss is Lightning Web Component, and it is demanding technology in the market. So if you're working as a developer, so you should know about Lightning Web Component. What are the basic things are available? So I will be just covering the beginner part of this Lightning Web Component so that you understand why it is there. So this is about me. I'm running my own organization known as Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So it is on YouTube, and soon I will be having lots of courses other than Salesforce, and working as a manager in some company named as Sierra Cloud. It is located in Australia as well as India, and having 16 plus years of experience, and did 6 certifications and learning for some more. So maybe in this year I will have more certifications. So few people ask me like when to do certification, what is the significance? So I do certification after gaining proper knowledge into that particular cloud or technology. So if you have proper knowledge, then only go with the certification, because then only it matters. Right. So let's jump to Lightning Web Component. So first of all, we need to understand what component is. So if we log in into any org, so in org, like if you see Lightning experience, so right now, uh, Salesforce is having two versions. One is Classic and one is Lightning. So generally, whenever we log in, so we see the Lightning experience. And in Lightning experience, you see like all the pages divided into different sections. And those sections are having different components in between. So those components we can implement with the help of two different frameworks. One is known as Aura, and second one is known as Web, right? So if we talk about Aura components, so it is based on Aura framework. And if we talk about Lightning Web components, so it is based on Web component framework. So LWC is basically an implementation of W3C. W3C means World Wide Web Consortium. So it is an organization who manages web component standards. So whenever you want to build any Lightning Web component, so it will be built on top of that web component standard. So the benefit is web component standard is already available with all the browsers. So you built your component on top of that. So it means your component will be rendering fast on the browser as compared to Aura. And it basically supports a part of web component that works in browser and add part supported by Salesforce as well. So this I already explained you. So a few parts will be added like as the standard, and a few you can provide which are specifically supported by Salesforce. Right. So the main benefit of Lightning Web Component is JavaScript. So it uses modern JavaScript with ES6 plus standard. So I think few more latest versions are available, so you can use that. And it uses web standard to the Lightning component framework. Quick component development, because developer has to use only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So in Lightning Web Component, mainly we need to focus on these three files. So HTML basically focuses on the UI part, CSS for designing that HTML, and JavaScript for business logic, right? Then code performance using web standards boosts performance because more features are executed natively by the browser instead of a framework, right? So we are using web standards, web framework. So that web standard is already familiar with the browser. So your component will be executing fastly, performance will increase. So these are the main benefits of using Lightning Web Component, and there are some more points available. So you can find solutions for this Lightning Web Component on common places on the. So uh, the web standard related problem like basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So already we have lots of communities where you can find solutions to your problems. And LWC is basically lightweight and delivers exceptional performance. We can utilize full encapsulation so component become more versatile, right? Encapsulation means you can have a like package of particular component which will be having HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and other supporting files. Now, if we go to the details, so HTML basically provides the structure of the component. JavaScript basically defines the core business logic and event handling, and CSS provides look and feel to the component. So whenever we um, visit particular page, so that particular page loads in the browser. And if on that page you have a Lightning Web component, so your whole Lightning Web component will be rendered on the UI as a whole. So this HTML, JavaScript, and CSS code will be available with your browser. And for example, if you're clicking on a button and on click of that button, if you want to perform certain functionality on client machine itself, so that code you can write in JavaScript. So JavaScript is basically client-side scripting language. So whenever your component is loaded on the UI with the help of browser, so JavaScript executes at that point only on the client machine. Sorry. So now if we talk about these three files, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So with these examples, you will see how these files look like. So if you want to implement your HTML file, so we will be having template component. So it is beginning here, ending here. Then we have input. So here, whatever element you are starting, you need to end it as well. So this is input, like it will give you a text box where whatever value available in this message that will be rendered. And after this input, we are showing message again. So this message is a variable. In Lightning Web Component, these variables are known as properties. So if I go to next slide, so here we have JavaScript code. So in JavaScript, I have created a variable which will be known as property. So if someone asks you what is message, so you will say message is a property. And this property is having a value as hello world. So wherever you are using this message property in the HTML code, it will give you the value as hello world, right? So hello world will be displayed, and whatever property you are using, that you need to enclose in curly braces. You cannot use property directly in HTML file. Right now, here in JavaScript, you can see lots of statements are available. So first we have import the lightning element from LWC. So this statement we need to write in almost every component. And then this is export default class name. It depends on your component name, extends lightning element. So lightning element that we imported here. Okay, so now we need to understand what is the meaning of this. So I have this slide where all the description is available. So if we go through this, so Lightning Web Component basically uses modules. Uh, those are known as built-in modules where were introduced in ECMA script 6 to bundle core functionality and make it accessible to the JavaScript in your component file. So module is a bundle of functionality, right? So the core module for Lightning Web Component is LWC. So here in this previous example in JavaScript file, this LWC is basically a module that we are importing. And from this module, we are importing this lightning element functionality, right? And that we are inheriting. This is basically inheritance. We are inheriting whatever properties of lightning element is in this class, right? So begin the module with the import statement and specify the functionality of the module that your component uses. So in one module, there may be more than one functionalities available. So as per the requirement, you will be using that. And the import statement basically indicates the JavaScript uses the Lightning element functionality from the LWC module, right? So I hope this way you are able to understand this first line and this class is very much clear. And if you are using export, it means this component JavaScript can be used into another JavaScript. Then we have CSS. So CSS is a separate file in which you can just write the code. And to write this code, you need to first understand how CSS works. Then only you will be able to implement this. And this is another file which is known as component configuration file. So in this file, you need to specify where your component should be placed. So if you see it carefully here, first of all, we need to mention is exports. So if is expose is true, then only your component will be placed on particular place. And we are defining three targets: home page, record page, and app page. So our uh, component can be placed on any of these pages. And you can specify any one target as well, but target you need to specify. If you don't specify any target, then you won't be able to place your component somewhere on the UI. Right? So that's why it is important. So any questions still here? Any doubt, anyone? So till now we discussed about the introduction and total 4 files. Those are provided by Lightning Web Component. Okay, if no, so let me just take you to Visual Studio Code. So if you want to implement Lightning Web Component, so you need to set up Visual Studio Code. So in my system, it is already set up and one org is also connected. Now, if you need to know like how we can connect our Lightning Web Component, sorry, how we can connect our VS Code with our org so that we can implement Lightning Web Component. So let me just share you the website. So if you search for studysalesforce.com, so here under developer, you will find Lightning Web Components. And here under this, you will find this number 2. This number 2 is basically for setting up Visual Studio Code for Salesforce to build Lightning Web Component. Right, so this is a video. If you click and play it, so you will be able to learn how we can connect. And all other small videos are available, which are showing functionality, those you need to know while working with Lightning Web Component. Okay. And here you can see lots of Lightning Web Components are already built. If you want to create a new Lightning Web Component, so just right click on this LWC folder, and then here you will find create Lightning Web Component. So it will ask the name. So naming it as SPTech demo, then it will, okay, I'm just going to create it again. So from here, I'm selecting first option. So this way you can see this component is created. Right, so this is our HTML file, which is having template. Here we can write something. This is a JavaScript file, which will be having this code by default available. And inside these curly braces, you can write some more code. And this is meta.xml, which I showed you. So here you need to write true, and then you need to define targets. So inside targets, you will be writing target. And here you can search for. So it is lightning underscore homepage. So this way you can set the targets. Now what will happen? This newly created component you will be able to place on homepage. And here you can write HTML code. Here you can write JavaScript. CSS file is not available by default. So what you can do, just right click, new file, and sp-tech demo.css. So this way you can create a new file. Make sure you provide same name as the component. Now here you can write your CSS code. So these are the 4 files in which 3 are used actively. Fourth one is for exposing like where you want to place your component. So if you have any questions still here, you can ask. Yeah, there is one question. I'm beginner from where I should start to learn LWC, like JS, HTML, CSS, or any course. Okay, so basically, if you want to learn those basics, so you can just search for W3 schools. So here you will find proper HTML, CSS related examples. So you can see HTML, CSS, JavaScript are available, and here you will find step-by-step explanation. So from here, I think you can practice properly. Right, so this is good platform here. Examples are also available, and if you click on try yourself, so here code is available, and at right hand side you will see its result. And if you do some changes here, click on run, so it will reflect here automatically. Okay, so from here you can learn about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript first, and then you will be able to use them with your Lightning Web Components. So the next question is, what are today's topics? So today I'm just explaining you a little bit about Lightning Web Component, just for beginner perspective. Next is, so the every component will have a CSS, HTML, and JS, right? So by default, whenever you are creating a component, so it is having only HTML and JavaScript. CSS we need to create, and meta file, yes, it is also available. Right, after learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you can come to this website, Study Salesforce, go to Developer, and select Lightning Web Component. So here you will find all the videos, so you can practice. Okay, so what does Metafile do? So Metafile basically decides on like which location you want to place your component. So here I'm providing lightning underscore homepage. So it means this component can be placed on only homepage. So next question is, can we have multiple HTML and JavaScript file for single LWC component? So answer will be yes. We can have multiple. So I think I just created one video around that. So it is render multiple templates. So here you will see multiple HTML files are available. Yes, Manasa, for LWC, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is a prerequisite. At least you should know the basics of three. Okay, so advanced topic, I think we'll try because there are lots of topic and here you can see all the recordings are available. So you can just go through these recordings and if you have any doubts, so you, in particular video, you can just make a comment and I will reply. Okay, now let's see one more example. So just go through this example, then I will be explaining it. So there is one more question before learning LWC, it must should we need to learn Aura. So yes, if you can learn Aura, so it will give you an advantage. So on that website, Aura videos are also available. So one question is, can we use Angular React as well? So I never used, but I'm not sure. So because these are server side, I guess React, or I'm not sure about Angular and React, so I need to check it. But basic JavaScript we can use. Framework, I am not sure, Neeraj. So this is the actual example, like how your Lightning Web Component will look like. So here, what is happening? So this first block is HTML where P is available. P is for paragraph, then hello, and then greeting. So greeting is enclosed in curly braces, so it is a property. So you can see in JavaScript, greeting is declared and it is having a value as world. Then we have lightning input. So this lightning input will receive some input from user and its label is name, value is equals to greeting. So whatever value in greeting will be, it will be default value for that. And on change, we have handle change. So if you change something in that input, so this handle change function will be executed. So this on change is an event. And on this event, we are calling handle change function. And handle change function is defined at bottom. So it will be receiving all the information into this event variable. And through that event variable, we are getting the target value and we are assigning it into greeting. So greeting variable will be updated and wherever it is used in the HTML, the updated value will be shown. So the moment you update anything in the input, so automatically it will be rendered here and just after hello, right? So this way this code will work. So just go through this code and if you have any question, you can ask in the chat. So right now I won't be able to show because I just need to implement this. So it will take lots of time. So you can just implement it. So first set up your Visual Studio Code and connect it with your org and try to implement this code. And after implementation, in meta file, just place where you want to drag and drop your component. So if you watch a few videos here, so you will be able to understand the examples, right? So in all the videos, like I just uh, used some component for implementation and I just placed it on the UI as well. Okay, so any question in this code? Or other than this, like if you have any question related to Lightning Web Components, so you can ask because I have two, three more examples. So if you have any question related to Lightning Web Components, so you can ask. Okay, next is conditional rendering. So here is another example. So you can see we have HTML where template is having lightning card element. Then we have div lightning input. So there will be a checkbox. It will be displayed with show details label. Then we have on change, handle change, right? So if you change that checkbox like true, false, so this handle change function will be called, right? So then we have template if true. So here, what we are doing, we are just checking this are details visible. So this is a property. If it is enclosed in curly braces, so it is a property. So if it is checked, like if it is true, then this block will render on the UI. If it is false, so this block will be rendered. So there is a general question to become a Salesforce developer. Is it mandatory to know Aura and LWC? Yes. If you want to become a developer, so you should know all the Apex related features, Apex trigger, test classes, and all. And you need to know LWC as well. So Mayank, apart from on change, we have on click, on submit. So this way, lots of events are available that you can use. So it depends on which element you are using. So right now we are using lightning input. So we have on change. So one more thing I need to show you, like here we are using this lightning input. So this is an element. This is a Salesforce specific element, a component. So here we have component library. So if you search for component library Salesforce, so here this first link you need to open, and here you will find all the library. So what we need to do, here you can see first we have Aura and above we have Lightning Web Component. So if I search for Lightning input or just input, so here you can see for Lightning Web Component, we have Lightning input. Yeah, this one, first one. It is under Lightning namespace, so it will be used as Lightning hyphen input. And here we have this text box, right? So this type of text box will be available. These are the previews, different type of text box, and here you can see the code is available. So from here also you can just copy the code and you can use it as per your requirement. Everything is available, JavaScript, CSS. Here you can see advanced Java, HTML. So someone was asking, can we use two HTML files? So answer will be yes. Two JavaScript, two CSS, right? So this way, if you want to search something else, like you want to create a checkbox, no, that we already created. So if you want to create a button, so you can search for button, then click on button. So here button examples will be available. So these all buttons are available and here the code. So if you copy any line and paste it, so here you can see we have on click. So someone asked me what events other than on change we have, right? So on click is available. If you click on that button, so this function will be called. So from here, you can get lots of help. How we do state management in LWC? I didn't know. So state management. Can you please elaborate more, Neeraj, about this? And I hope everybody understood this. So lots of code is available. So you can just copy and use this code from here directly. And this is a mini playground. If you do any changes, so it will reflect here as well. So let's say here I'm going to change the label of particular button. So I'm just writing my name. So here you can see button label is my name now. If I click, so it is showing clicked. So whatever we are clicking, based on that output is coming here. Okay, and this is for temporary. If you refresh, this will be automatically erased. So here you can see it is base again. Right? So through this, you can just search for Lightning components. So real-time scenarios, I think you can just search on internet. There are less. So I would prefer like explore this Lightning Web Component library. Here you will find everything. And here we have developer guide as well. If you click on this link, second tab. So this is basically your entire Lightning Web Components developer guide. So from here, you can just master your Lightning Web Component skills. Go through with each and every section and you will be able to, because I just learned from here only. It is source of truth. So whatever is available here, it is as per Salesforce documentation. And this is LWC console. So I think here also you can just implement the code. So here we can write the code and here we can just see the result. So right now it is Aura. If I click, so it will work as Aura. Right now it is LWC. So evaluate, clear, LWC enable, LWS enables, disabled. LWS, what is this? I don't know. So just try to implement some code, but I don't think you will be able to utilize this properly because we need to implement different files. So what you can do, just implement your code in Visual Studio Code, and you can connect your org with VS Code, and then you can deploy your Lightning Web Component from VS Code to your org. And I think that will be better way. But this is whole developer guide from where you can just master your concepts, right? And apart from this, there are lots of blogs, websites available. So you just need to do some research and you will be able to find them. So this is the JavaScript for this. So here we have handle change function that will be running on change of this text box. So handle change is receiving the event and basis on that event target, like it, if it is checked, so this property will be true. If it is false, it will be false. Right, then this shows like how we can apply a loop. So if you have a list created, so here we have context list. So we are applying for each loop. So context is a list, so we can apply a loop on this, and one by one item will go to this contact record variable. And then we are showing contact name and contact title through this list item. And this way temporary contacts are created, so those we will be using. Okay, so these are the topics that I prepared for you. So now anything apart from this, if you want to know about Lightning Web Component, because Lightning Web Component is more practical oriented. So there are small features that you need to practice so that you can just master your Lightning Web Component skills. Right, so lots of material is available on internet, so you can just follow that. And if you want to begin, so this is best resource because I created everything from beginners mindset. I'm just creating these content. So if you're a beginner, don't know much about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, still you will be able to understand. But in my opinion, what you can do, explore HTML, CSS, and JavaScript from here first. And then if you want to practice Lightning Web Component, then you can come to this website, and from here you can just go through the videos. And then if you want to become more expert, then you can read this document, because in the beginning it will be difficult. So just do some practice through these videos, and then this product documentation will help you a lot, because it is more technical. So initially it will be difficult. Okay, there is one more question. How long do you think it takes to learn to be interview ready? So I think if you do regular 2 hour practice, so in 30 days, I think you will be able to do lots of practice. So instead of days, like if we focus on number of hours, so in 40 to 50 hours, you will be able to become expert in Lightning Web Component, provided you focus on lots of scenarios those are available. Yeah, if you're investing full time, so I think it will be early for you, but at least 40, 50 hours you will be requiring. Yes, Ketan, because in a few projects you will get a chance to migrate Aura into LWC. So in that case, if you know Aura, so it will be better. So Mansa, I already told you W3 school. So this is the website where HTML, JavaScript, CSS is available. So you can just start from the beginning, introduction, just read it. What is HTML, how we can write the code. Then it is explained here properly. Okay, so you just need to go through like this, step by step. Okay, everything is explained here. So you just need to go and practice. So all HTML, CSS and JavaScript that we need is available here. Okay, so this is it for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you for conducting this wonderful webinar. And thank you, everyone, for joining. Please do follow us on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest update. And goodbye for now. Thank you.